Hello, it's Sonia here, The Pretty Stitch. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time joining me, I'm so happy to have you here. So today is Tuesday, and that means it's Tunisian Tuesday. So we're going to be featuring a stitch pattern, and today I'm using my J hook or 6mm hook, and I just have some number 4 worsted weight yarn, possibly Red Heart Super Saver, not 100% sure. So let's get started. So this stitch pattern, you will need to chain a multiple of 4 and then you will add 2. So why don't we chain 18? 4 times 4 is 16, and then you add 2 and that makes it 18. Alright, so we have our 18 chains. So row 1 is our setup row. So in the second chain from our hook, working in that back bump, we're going to pull up a loop. And we're just going to continue to pull up loops all the way across in the back bump. And if you've never done Tunisian crochet before, I do have a complete playlist that goes over the basics. And Tunisian crochet is each row is worked in 2 parts. So the first part that we're doing, the forward pass, means we are putting our stitches on our hook. And then the second part of our row is the return pass, and we will be taking the stitches off of our hook. And then that will make 1 row. Okay, so we have 18 loops on our hook. So whatever amount you chained is the same amount you'll have on your hook. So let's work our return pass for row 1. We're going to yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2 for the rest of the row. Okay, so there is row 1, that is our setup row. So row 2 is the start of the repeat, and this is a 3-row repeat. So to begin, we're going to yarn over, we're going to insert our hook in the first 4 stitches working Tunisian simple, and we're doing a very large decrease stitch. So we have our yarn over, so there's that first vertical bar, second vertical bar, third vertical bar, and fourth vertical bar. Now we're going to yarn over, pull through all 4 of those loops. Now we're going to yarn over again, and we're going to go right back in all 4 of those loops. So we're taking stitches away, putting stitches back on. And we have the correct number of loops on our hook, so we're going to repeat that across. Yarn over, and we're going in the next 4 vertical bars. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over again, right back in there, pull up a loop. And we're going to continue across. So we're at our last 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And yarn over, right back in there, pull up a loop. Okay, so then in that very last stitch, it looks like a chain, you're going to insert your hook through that chain and pull up a loop. And now we're going to work our loops off just like we did for row 1. So yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2 for the rest of the row. Alright, so that is the first row of our repeat. Okay, so let's begin row 2. So the first 3 vertical bars, we're just working Tunisian simple stitch. So in that first one, pulling up a loop, second one, Now this one here, it can be a little hidden, but it's there. Pull up a loop. So now what we're going to do is we are going to yarn over, and we're going to work a Tunisian simple decrease in the next 2 stitches. So here's a vertical bar here. We're inserting a hook in this one. And then we also are inserting our hook in this one here. This is our yarn over. It can get a little hidden, but it is there. So in that stitch, and we're going to yarn over, pull through those 2 loops. And now we're going to work Tunisian simple in the next 2. And we're going to yarn over, insert our hook. We're going to do that decrease. So that bar, that one here. If you're having trouble finding your stitches, especially the yarn overs, you can attach stitch markers to help you find them. And now we're going to work Tunisian simple in the next 2. See how that one is really hidden right there, but it is right here. So their last 4 stitches, so there's Tunisian simple, that first one, second one, third one, and then in this stitch here that looks like a chain, insert your hook, pull up a loop. So we should still have the correct amount of loops on our hook. We should still have 18, so we can do a quick count just to make sure we didn't miss anything. Yep, we do indeed have 18 loops on our hook. So let's work these off. For row 3, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. All right, so there we go. That is row 3. So row 4 is the 3rd row in our repeat. We're just working Tunisian simple all the way across. So at the end of this row, we should have 18 loops. So again, if you're not familiar with the basic stitches, which Tunisian simple is one of them, that is in the playlist. And that stitch, that looks like a chain, pull up a loop, and we should still have 18 loops, so we can do a quick count again. And we do indeed. So now we just work these off like normal, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. So what you're going to do is you will be repeating rows 2 through 4 for however long you want your swatch. And then you will end on a row 3 because we do want to work in patterns. So our last row will be a row 4 and we'll bind off doing a row 4. So again, just repeat rows 2 through 4, and then when your swatch is long enough, end on a row 3, and then we will work the bind off. So I'm going to go do that, and I'm going to work a few more rows, and I will meet you back. Okay, so here is my swatch. I think this one is really pretty. I really like it. And I worked 14 rows. I did end on a row 3. So now we are going to bind off in row 4. So the row 4 is just Tunisian simple all the way across. So we're going to bind off in pattern. So you're going to insert your hook in that first vertical bar and work the bind off. So if you're not familiar with binding off, I do have that in the playlist that goes over that. Binding off is just finishing off your project so that it looks its best. So you're basically just working a slip stitch, and I always recommend that when you bind off, you have a more relaxed hand because it's very easy for your stitches to get too tight with bind off, so you don't want that. That will create unnecessary tension on your work, and it just won't look very nice. All right. So there we go. We have worked our bind off. And this one doesn't really lay flat, but if you incorporated some purl stitches on the ends here, like if you wanted to use this in a blanket, then that would help it to lay more flat. But again, I do think it's super pretty though. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.